Look at your bank account right now. You got paid. And somehow, most of it is already gone. If you don't understand where your money actually goes every month, you will work harder every year and still feel broken. Watch until the end, and you will learn the rule that will save your budget forever. Most people think money problems come from one big mistake, bad salary, or bad economy. But money doesn't disappear in one explosion. It leaks every day. $5 here, $15 there. Just this once, expenses that repeat every week. Leak number 1. Subscriptions you forgot you even pay for. This is the easiest money trap in modern life. You sign up late at night to watch one show, test one app, or unlock one feature. And you tell yourself you'll cancel later. Later never comes. Streaming services, music apps, cloud storage, fitness apps, free trials that were never really free. Most people don't even remember what half of these charges are for, and subscribe to 8 to 15 services without realizing it. That's easily $100 to $300 every month. Not from one big mistake, but from quiet, automatic decisions made long ago. They run on autopilot, just like your money disappearing. Leak number 2. Convenience tax. You pay to be lazy. Convenience feels cheap until you add it up. This is the money you spend because it feels easier in the moment. For example, food delivery fees, coffee on the way to work, pre-cut food, ride apps instead of walking. You're not paying for food, but to avoid discomfort, waiting, planning ahead, carrying things, or being slightly inconvenienced. A $5 coffee doesn't feel expensive, but $5, 5 days a week, is over $1,200 a year. It's charged in small, painless amounts, which makes it easy to ignore. Leak number 3. Small daily spending that isn't small. This is where people lie to themselves. It's only $10. It's just a snack. These purchases usually happen when you're tired, bored, stressed, or just killing time. But daily spending compounds faster than investments. Snacks, energy drinks, random online buys, impulse purchases at checkout. They're unplanned, rarely tracked, and forgettable almost immediately. You don't remember most of them afterward, but your bank account keeps perfect records. This is why people say, "I don't know where my money goes." It goes into things you never consciously chose to prioritize. Leak number 4. Social spending pressure. This one is dangerous because it feels emotional, not financial. It sounds like, everyone else is going. I don't want to be the odd one out. It's not that much. Eating out because everyone else is, or buying things to keep up. Spending money so you don't feel left behind. You're not paying for the experience. You're paying for acceptance. And acceptance is one of the most expensive things in the world. Most people don't go broke from greed, but from comparison. Leak number 5. Car costs you stopped questioning. Fuel, insurance, maintenance, parking, repairs. Most people only think about the monthly payment, but that's just the visible part. Cars are a monthly subscription disguised as ownership. For many people, transportation quietly eats 20 to 30% of their income, without delivering the same level of value in return. And because it's considered normal, it rarely gets questioned. Leak number 6. Upgrade culture and constant replacement. Your phone still works perfectly fine, and your laptop still handles daily tasks. Marketing tells you otherwise, constantly. Small improvements are framed as necessities, and replacement feels like progress. Upgrading feels like progress, but financially, it is usually regression. You don't feel reckless doing it. You just feel modern. Leak number 7. Sales and discounts you did not need. Saving money by spending money is dangerous logic. This is how sales trick your brain. They don't ask whether you need something, but whether you're afraid of missing out. Discounts reward buying behavior, not necessity. You did not save 30%. You spent 70% unnecessarily. Try to postpone the purchase until later and think again. Without emotions, you make conscious decisions. Most great deals disappear the moment you step away and realize you were never planning to buy anything in the first place. Leak number 8. Online shopping fragments. Online shopping doesn't feel like spending. It feels like clicking. Free shipping triggers unnecessary purchases. Discounts justify items you never planned. You add one more thing just to qualify and convince yourself it makes sense. Small packages arrive constantly, and each one feels harmless individually. A box here, a notification there. Nothing feels expensive. Together, they quietly destroy monthly margins. Leak number 9. Time-based spending boredom. Boredom creates spending impulses quickly. You're not shopping because you need something. You're shopping because there's nothing else pulling your attention. Scrolling turns into buying effortlessly. 1 minute you're killing time, and the next minute you're checking out. Shopping becomes entertainment when purpose disappears, and the entertainment spending hides as emotional relief. It feels like a break, a reward. Once you recognize boredom as the trigger, the impulse loses most of its power. Leak number 10. Insurance you are overpaying for. Insurance is meant to reduce risk, not to drain cash unnecessarily. Many people overpay for outdated coverage. Others insure things that barely matter. Auto insurance, phone insurance, extended warranties. Each one feels reasonable on its own. Small monthly charges add up relentlessly. And because they're tied to fear, they rarely get reviewed. Fear is expensive when never reviewed. The problem isn't spending money. Spending is part of life. The problem is unconscious spending. Money leaving your account without intention. You're not broke because you don't earn enough, but because your money is serving everything except you. You don't need to stop living. You need structure. Step 1. Stop asking, how much should I save? This is where most people start. But that question already assumes money is something to restrict rather than something to direct. Ask this instead. What do I want my money to do for me? For most people, the real answers are security, freedom, and less stress in daily life. When saving has no clear purpose, it feels like deprivation and self-denial. Without a purpose feels like punishment. Use tools so your brain doesn't have to work hard. Relying on memory and discipline does not work long-term, especially when life gets busy or stressful. Use an expense tracking app that shows reality without emotion or judgment. Because numbers do not argue with you or make excuses. You usually remember large purchases clearly, such as rent, vacations, or electronics. But daily small expenses quietly fade from memory, even though they add up faster than expected. Review your money weekly, not daily. Checking your finances every day creates anxiety and emotional reactions, while checking them only once a month creates denial. Weekly review creates awareness without emotional overload, and keeps you connected to your money without stress. 10 minutes once per week is enough to understand what is happening. Instead of judging individual purchases, look for patterns and trends over time. Ask one simple question every week. Does my spending match my priorities? Never save what is left over. Leftover money does not truly exist in real life. Treat saving like a mandatory bill that must be paid every month, not an optional decision you revisit when you feel disciplined. This removes negotiation from the process and makes saving automatic rather than emotional. Use automation everywhere possible. Manual systems rely on willpower, and willpower fades quickly when life becomes stressful or unpredictable. Automate savings, bills, and investments so progress continues even when motivation disappears. By reducing daily decisions, automation removes mental fatigue and prevents impulsive mistakes. The real budget formula is: forget complicated spreadsheets and rigid systems, and use this mental model instead. 1. Survival. This category represents the money that keeps your life functioning at a basic level. It includes rent or mortgage payments, basic groceries, utilities, transportation to work, and minimum debt payments that must be made regardless of how motivated or disciplined you feel. If this category takes up too much of your income, the issue is not budgeting technique. It is either a lifestyle mismatch or an income problem. 2. Stability. This is where financial stress actually begins to disappear. Stability covers emergency savings, insurance, and buffer money that protects you from surprises rather than reacting to them. This category does not make you rich, but it makes you resilient. Without stability, every unexpected expense becomes a crisis. A medical bill goes on a credit card. A missed paycheck turns into panic. 3. Enjoyment. This is where most people feel guilty spending money, so they swing between extremes. Some people cut everything until they burn out and quit. Others spend recklessly and then feel shame afterward. The solution is not restriction but intentional enjoyment. Choose the things you genuinely care about and allow yourself to spend freely in those areas without guilt. At the same time, stop spending on things you barely remember and would not miss if they disappeared. You do not need more money to enjoy life. You need fewer meaningless expenses draining it. 4. Growth. Growth includes investing, skill development, and building additional income streams. Even small amounts matter here because growth compounds over time. 10% invested consistently beats 0% invested perfectly, because action sustained over time always wins over waiting for ideal conditions. Finally, we came to the rule that changes everything. Pay yourself first, not with whatever happens to be left over, but with what is planned in advance. Save at least 10% first from your income every month. This rule works because it is realistic and repeatable. If money sits in your account unassigned, your brain will eventually find a reason to spend it. By saving before spending anything else, you remove temptation from the equation. Automation beats motivation every time. Your money gets assigned a job before emotions get involved. You do not feel broke because you are bad with money. You feel broke because no one taught you clarity. Once you see your spending clearly, discipline becomes unnecessary. Your priorities begin doing the work for you.